Hello, dear Homepedia family. Imagine walking into a space where the sun does not flood the room, but instead slices through the darkness in dramatic shafts. We are used to seeing Spanish colonial style defined by bright white stucco and cheerful bougainvillea. But there is a shadowy twin emerging in the design world. This is the Dark Hacienda, a movement that lowers the exposure and turns up the drama. It feels like entering an ancient monastery at dusk, where every shadow tells a story and the air feels cool, heavy, and infinitely more soulful than a bright white box. Why are we seeing this shift happen right now? We believe that people are growing tired of the sterile brightness of modern minimalism and are craving something that feels grounded and permanent. In this episode, we explore how designers are swapping bright white for charcoal plaster and polished brass for heavy, blackened iron. It is not just about painting walls black. It is about cultivating an atmosphere of mystery. We want to show you how deep espresso woods and amber lighting create a sanctuary that feels protected from the chaotic world. If you're enjoying this episode and want to see more content on design trends like the Dark Hacienda style, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. Let us start by examining the foundation of this aesthetic, the walls. In traditional haciendas, we typically see bright, lime-washed white surfaces designed to reflect the heat. However, the Dark Hacienda flips this script entirely. We are talking about walls finished in dark Roman clay, Venetian plaster and charcoal, or even deep olive tones. These surfaces absorb light rather than reflecting it, creating a cocoon-like effect that feels immediately intimate. It changes the acoustics and the thermal perception of the room, making it feel solid and safe. Now consider the structural elements that frame these dark walls. We cannot discuss Spanish design without mentioning the wood beams. In the dark mode version, we are moving away from honey-toned oaks and embracing dark walnut or espresso finishes. These heavy, dark timbers crossing the ceiling ground the space effectively. They create a visual weight that feels permanent and historic, as if the home has stood for centuries, weathering storms and sheltering generations under its strong roof, adding a sense of gravity to the design. When we look at the flooring, the traditional terracotta remains, but its context changes completely. Instead of pairing bright orange clay with white walls, we see it paired with moody hues, which tones down the vibrancy of the floor. Sometimes, we even see the use of black terracotta or slate tiles, which pushes the aesthetic into deeper Gothic territory. The result is a floor that feels ancient and worn, anchoring the darkness of the room. It creates a seamless transition from the earth up into the shadowed walls. Lighting is perhaps the most critical component of the Dark Hacienda style. We are not trying to eliminate the dark, we are trying to curate it. We see a move toward low Kelvin, amber lighting that mimics the glow of candlelight or oil lamps. Large, tiered wrought iron chandeliers become the focal point, not just for illumination, but as sculptural art. The light sources are often shielded or directed downward, pooling on surfaces rather than washing the room, preserving those essential, moody corners that define the look. Let's talk about the ironwork because it is the jewelry of Spanish architecture. In this Moody iteration, the iron is matte, black, and heavy. We see it in stair railings, curtain rods, and dramatic door hardware. This black wrought iron creates a high-contrast graphic element against the textured plaster. It feels industrial yet artisanal, a reminder of the blacksmith's hammer. This element brings a masculine edge to the space, balancing out the softer curves of the arches and the warmth of the wood. Furniture selection plays a massive role in selling this narrative. We are looking for pieces that have weight and history. Dark walnut dining tables with imperfections, heavy leather armchairs, and carved wooden credenzas fit perfectly here. The furniture should not look brand new. It should look like it was inherited or found in an old chapel. We avoid sleek, shiny surfaces in favor of matte, distressed, and oiled finishes that absorb the dim lighting and add to the overall sense of age and permanence. Textiles are where we add softness to the gloom. We see heavy velvets in colors like oxblood, midnight blue, or forest green. Woven tapestries and vintage rugs with deep, saturated colors help to break up the expanses of dark floor and wood. These textiles add a layer of acoustic dampening that makes the room feel quiet and library-like. It creates a sensory experience that invites you to touch the surfaces, adding a layer of tactile luxury to the visual darkness that is incredibly comforting. The architecture itself often features arches, which become portals into shadow. When we look through an arched doorway in a dark hacienda, we often see another dimly lit space, creating a sense of depth and infinity. These curves soften the harshness of the dark materials. We love how the light catches the edge of an arch, defining the geometry without revealing everything inside. It triggers our curiosity, making us want to explore the space further to discover what is hidden in the shadows. Kitchens in this style are particularly striking. We are seeing cabinetry painted in black or stained in the deepest espresso, paired with dark soapstone or granite countertops. The backsplash might be a dark, glazed zellige tile that glimmers faintly in the low light. It turns the kitchen from a utilitarian laboratory into a soulful hearth. Cooking in such a space feels less like a chore and more like a ritual, surrounded by materials that feel organic, robust, and capable of handling the mess of life. Bathrooms also undergo a transformation into spa-like caves. Imagine a freestanding copper tub set against a black plaster wall, illuminated by a single sconce. We see the use of dark stone showers and vanity tops that make the water feel cleansing and pure by contrast. It is a retreat within a retreat. The darkness here provides privacy and a sense of solitude that bright, white bathrooms simply cannot offer. It is about creating a mood of absolute relaxation and disconnection from the day. But here is the thing about the dark mode aesthetic. It relies heavily on texture. Without texture, a dark room just feels like a black hole. We need the roughness of the plaster, the grain of the wood, and the patina of the leather to catch the little light that exists. This interplay between light and texture creates a dynamic surface that shifts throughout the day. As the sun moves, the shadows lengthen and shorten, revealing different details in the plaster and wood that you might miss in flat light. We also need to discuss the role of greenery. In a bright hacienda, plants blend in. In a dark hacienda, they pop. The vibrant green of a fern or an olive tree creates a stunning contrast against charcoal walls. It brings life to the darkness, preventing the space from feeling like a tomb. We recommend placing plants near the few light sources available, creating a dramatic silhouette effect where the leaves cast intricate shadows on the walls, adding another layer of organic movement to the static architecture. Let us consider the exterior for a moment. While the interior is dark, the exterior often retains some traditional elements but with a twist. We might see dark trim on the windows, dark terracotta roof tiles, or even a darker wash on the stucco itself. The transition from the bright outside world into the dark interior is part of the experience. It is the feeling of entering a cool cave on a hot day. That physical sensation of temperature drop is visually represented by the color palette shift. Styling these spaces requires a curator's eye. We cannot clutter a dark hacienda. It ruins the serenity. We lean toward soulful minimalism, where every object matters. A single large clay pot, a stack of antique books, or a religious artifact takes center stage. The darkness acts as a negative space that frames these objects beautifully. When we reduce the visual noise, the few items we choose to display gain significance and presence, telling a clearer story about the people who live there. Fireplaces are the beating heart of these homes. In the dark aesthetic, the fireplace is often massive floor to ceiling, finished in stucco or stone. When a fire is lit, the warm glow dancing against the dark walls is pure magic. It taps into our primal need for shelter and warmth. We see the fireplace not just as a heat source, but as the primary lighting element for the living room in the evenings, creating a gathering spot that feels ancient and communal. We often talk about contrast in design, and this style masters it. It is not just black and white, it is dark and light, rough and smooth, cold and warm. The cold touch of the iron railing contrasts with the warm look of the amber light. The rough plaster contrasts with the smooth leather of a chair. These oppositions keep the brain engaged. We find that the most successful interiors are those that balance these opposing forces, creating a tension that is visually exciting yet restful. There is also a Gothic influence here that we cannot ignore. The pointed arches, the heavy iron, the candle-style lighting, it all borrows from medieval Spanish architecture. But we are remixing it for the modern era. We are stripping away the ornamentation and keeping the shapes and materials. It is a modernized Gothic, stripped of the excess but keeping the mood. This connection to history gives the home a soul that new construction often lacks, providing a sense of lineage and depth. One might ask, is this style depressing? We argue the opposite. Bright lights can be overstimulating and demanding. Darkness is receding. It asks nothing of you. It allows you to disappear for a while. In a world where we are constantly exposed and connected, a dark interior offers a place to hide and recharge. It is a protective embrace. We find that people who live in these spaces report sleeping better and feeling calmer, because the environment physically signals the body to wind down. Let's look at the bedroom specifically. We want this room to feel like a fortress of solitude. Dark velvet curtains that block out the world, a heavy wooden bed frame, and soft, moody rugs. We avoid overhead lighting entirely here, relying on lamps and sconces. The goal is to create a space where the boundaries of the room dissolve into shadow. When we wake up in a room like this, the morning light enters gently, rather than aggressively, setting a peaceful tone for the entire day. We must also address the art choices. In a dark hacienda, the art tends to be moody as well. Oil paintings with chiaroscuro effects, black and white photography, or textural fiber art. Bright, pop art colors would feel out of place. We want the art to emerge from the walls, not scream at us. The frames are often heavy and gilded or dark wood, adding to the gallery-like feel. The art becomes a window into another world, adding another layer of narrative to the space. The entry or foyer sets the tone for the entire house. In this style, we often see a dramatic, dimly lit entry that forces your eyes to adjust. It creates a decompression zone. Maybe there is a single round table with a massive floral arrangement or a sculptural branch. The floor might be a checkered black and white stone or weathered brick. This space signals to the visitor that they are entering a different world, one where the pace is slower and the atmosphere is thicker. Sound plays a surprising role in these interiors. Dark, heavy materials like velvet, rugs, and wood absorb sound, making the home quieter. We notice a hushed quality in these spaces that aligns with the visual darkness. It enhances the feeling of privacy. The echo of a bright, tiled room is replaced by a muffled softness. This acoustic quality is a hidden luxury that significantly impacts how we feel in the space, reinforcing the sense of sanctuary and isolation. Maintenance is another practical consideration we discuss. Dark floors and walls can show dust more than mid-tones, but they hide imperfections and wear beautifully. A scratch on a dark leather chair adds character. A chip in a dark terracotta tile looks historic. We embrace the patina. This style ages gracefully. It is not precious. It allows the home to be lived in, and the wear and tear become part of the aesthetic rather than something to be fixed or hidden. Finally, we see this trend as a reaction to the fast furniture culture. Dark Hacienda requires investment pieces, solid wood, real iron, natural stone. You cannot fake this look with particle board. It encourages a slower, more deliberate approach to decorating. We build these rooms over time, collecting pieces that have meaning. This sustainability aspect is crucial. We are building homes that will last for generations, using materials that only get better as they age. To summarize, the Dark Hacienda is more than just a color palette. It is a shift in how we perceive comfort. By embracing the shadows, dark walnut, and blackened iron, we create spaces that feel deeply anchored in history and emotion. We are moving away from the pressure of perfection found in bright white interiors and moving toward a forgiving, moody atmosphere that prioritizes feeling over form. It is a style that invites us to slow down, to speak softly, and to appreciate the beauty of the dim light. If you are considering this aesthetic, start small. Perhaps paint a powder room in a dark charcoal, or swap out a light fixture for a wrought iron piece. See how the darkness makes you feel. We believe you will find it surprisingly uplifting. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of the moody side of Spanish design. We hope this inspires you to turn down the lights and embrace the shadows in your own home. Until next time, keep designing with soul, and do not be afraid of the dark. If you enjoyed this exploration, please hit the like button and subscribe for more design inspiration.